Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the third part here of 316. Hope you've been enjoying this episode. This has been a lot of fun. John, take it away.
All right. Last token on the planet taken out and boosted back to orbit to your strike cruiser, Savannah, where you guys are now based. The rejects small vessel on some bullshit mission to get rid of you from your previous assignment. And we're going to do development between missions here. And for the first time ever, we're going to bother to do medals, which we'll get to after the initial development stuff. So first, gaining a level. The PC who got the most kills on the planet, which was Goodman, just barely pulling it out.
Yeah.
So you gain a level. You can add one for you to NFA because you've maxed out your FA.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to, John.
It's your only option. And then if you have a strength or weakness available, you'll get one. But let's see, you're level 13, so you should have had a total of 3 strengths and 2 weaknesses. So yeah, you would gain a strength, I think, because you were 2 and 2.
Yeah, I've used 2 weaknesses.
You haven't.
You've used 2 strengths.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I have it strength, and then I have a minus sign next to it, but really that's supposed to be... I'm using Notepad, so I get it. Yeah. My strengths are... It was whipped... I used 1 weakness so far. Right. Okay. Got it. Sorry about that. Yep, you're right. So I should get an extra strength.
You have do you have 2 available strengths now or 1 available strength now?
1 available strength now.
1. So you're 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he advanced twice. I think he's level 12 because he took his fighting ability up twice, which is why he's at 9.
His total is 13. He has 9.
Okay.
Yeah, 9 and 4.
Yeah, because he started at 8.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But now it's a roll.
Yeah.
What do we roll? Refresh my memory.
You just roll a d10. So the way it works is highest kills automatically levels up, and then another PC randomly gets a level up. Wow. Okay. 10.
Could.
Man, Young once again snubbed.
Never.
I'm gaining levels. Yeah. What do you want, Pasternak? FA or NFA?
I'm going to increase my my NFA, so let's be 7 and 7.
7 and 7. Nice. I like it. Then you get automatic improvement. At the end of every mission, any surviving PCs gain 1 step of improvement to 1 weapon at 1 range. So you can look up your weapons there and step them appropriately. They have maximums listed. So if you hit that, then pick a different gun.
Let's see. I think last time
this is like a combination. The way I see it in the fiction, it's like getting better at using the weapon is part of it, but also it can be like tech stuff if you like, trick out your gun or something. Either one is fine.
That's tough. I'm not sure if I want to... I think I might upgrade grenades.
Got a complicated history with grenades, Goodman.
I know. Do I have to do this? Do I have to spend this development now before I get to do the extra roll?
Oh,
It's like I want to shoot for power claws and I would love to upgrade them.
I don't see why you would have to spend it now. No, I think it's okay to save it.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think we see Goodman once again filling out form 417-B, both sides, requesting a power claw.
Uh-huh. NFA test.
Yep.
At least you have 4 now.
Oh my god! Oh, permission granted. Oh my god. Yes, power claw.
Power claw.
And I'm totally upgrading the power claw to best.
Okay. Right.
for 2d6.
So that was your development roll. No one used a strength on that mission, so there's no increasing rank. No weaknesses for demotions. Also, orbital bombardment puts you up for potential demotion, which we haven't really done yet or talked about, but that is a thing. So you can spend your development roll. Eric spent his to try to get a new piece of gear, which he did, or you can spend it to increase a different weapon by 1 step.
And do we have to roll? We have to roll for that, right?
You have to roll for that. Yeah, it's NFA for this.
Okay.
God.
Nice. Got it.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like Goodman definitely looks like the trooper in the picture for the logo we have with the nuke in the visor. Big BFG power claw towering over people.
Yep.
Definitely feeling that.
He saw that campaign poster and he's like, I'm going to be that guy someday.
Yeah.
You watch.
Dad, I will amount to something in my life.
I had this problem before where I was trying to figure out what like my weapons are almost fully upgraded.
Mm-hmm.
And there isn't really anything that I want aside from that. Usually I'd be requesting
Rocket pod.
What am I going to do with one?
Pod.
What am I going to do with one?
Win the kill game.
Have us be at far and use it to get all those kills.
I never advance. My FA is 3, which means that this is a pointless game for me. I'm not playing this game, in case it's unclear. I guess I'll try for a crazy.
Can you develop vehicles?
Sword.
You can. You could develop.
I can't requisition anything I don't already have, actually. I can only requisition. Vehicles are locked through rank, which means that I need to use a strength and succeed at my NFA if I am going to requisition cooler stuff, I think.
Could you improve, like, what I'm saying is that, is there something you wanted to do for drop pods that could maybe be fictionally beneficial in the future that you could work on?
I'm fine. I'm just going to get a laser sword, or I'm going to try to get a laser sword.
It's like you're having this conversation, being like, all this list, and then you're looking at Mandelbrite Laser Sword Collection, 2118, pristine collection.
Power Blade it is.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think I'm going to up my hand-to-hand to D10.
Ooh.
Because I have been killing things up close and personal a lot.
Yeah, you have.
So we'll go through my collection of knives and stabby bits later.
All right, cool. So now, for the first time ever, we get to see aboard the Savannah. You guys are in your crew quarter hexagonal pod thing. They're modular. It looks exactly like it did from your previous posting. There's just fewer of them on the smaller ship. It's kind of a callback to the first scene of the first episode where everyone's kind of like doing their thing. But we see slightly different quarters, not quite as old and dilapidated. The Savannah's a little in nicer condition. And the Mandelbrite suits are hanging in their racks, recharging and being fixed by the repair systems. But we haven't seen this before. There's a sort of another rack type locker thing on the wall, and it's painted in 316 navy blue, and it has gold accents on it, some of which are sort of scraped off from use. It has the 316 brigade logo on the front and a speaker grill underneath that. And at the bottom, there's kind of a dish tray thing that sticks out from underneath it. And as you're getting out of your armor and clicking your weapons into their charging racks and stuff, this thing comes to life, and this little tinny speaker starts playing the theme of the Terran Republic, playing the music, and you're supposed to all come to attention. Who does that?
I think we all. Well, okay, I do. Let me not answer for anyone else.
So, I should also say it's not just you guys anymore, right? Like you have your fire teams here. It's not the three of you like it was on the old ship. It's everyone is here, like in their underwear, kind of doing various things, and they all kind of shuffle over. There's a line painted on the floor, and they're like standing there. What's your demeanor, Young? Are you like at attention, like rigid backed and serious, or is this kind of like, I have to do this stupid thing?
So, I don't think you ever see Young. So, like, the thing is that it's neither, but both to some extent, which is to say, Young executes things functionally. So even though she's not feeling like super invested in this, and like there isn't like some massive badge of loyalty, she's not like singing along to the words or anything like that. She's also executing the pose like to the best of her ability. So some people, when they're cranky, do it perfunctorily because it's like required. But when even when she does things perfunctorily, she like actually executes them pretty well. So she's not sitting there essentially giving lip by not giving lip. She's actually doing the thing, but it's obvious that it's not like full emotional tenor, like hugely like invested in it kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I think if it's not intense, like the rest of the platoon, not the PCs here, we'll see what they say, but the rest of the platoon is kind of looking to you for how to behave. So they look and see, and then they're like, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a big deal to you if they just kind of do it without being super.
We're professionals. If we're expected to do it, we will execute. God damn it! But
yeah, okay.
You don't. I'm not asking you to love everything you do. I am asking you to do everything to the best of your ability. So. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's an important distinction. That is an important distinction. Cool. What do you guys do? Pasternak, what's your approach to standing in front of a box playing a song?
Well, we're supposed to salute, right? Or
you're supposed to stand at attention at this point in the proceeding. Right.
So I will stand at attention.
All right.
Although I'm kind of making up words for lyrics in my head.
You're keeping them to yourself at this point.
I'm keeping them to myself at this point, but we'll be working on the material. Yeah.
Okay. Goodman, do you get out of your bunk or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely falling with everybody else, but I'm definitely slouched, and my headspace is in here. I'm definitely thinking about something else, like something is occupying my mind.
Okay. All right, so everyone lines up. It's not the whole platoon; it's your section. The other fire team is in their pod next door, but there's 6 or 8, of you in here. The song dies out, just sort of cuts off, and then it says, "In recognition for wounds sustained in service of Terra, the following medals are awarded to Corporal Pasternak, Trooper Goodman, Lieutenant Young," and it rattles off the rest of the names of everyone who's been injured in service. And this is like, you get a wound badge the first time you're wounded, and then you get a bar added under the wound badge for every 10 wounds after that. So at this point, only bars come out of the slot. They like rattle down, ting, 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 when each person's name is read. There's a bar to add. And the math is a little like fuzzy. Not everyone is at the 10 levels right now necessarily. And you've come from different ships and departments and things. And somehow in their infinite wisdom, the machine was just like, everyone gets a bar. Just like, whatever. We're just kind of you've been wounded, and we're not going to like do the correct calculations. So they rattle out, and there's a whole thing you're supposed to do here where you're on this line, the person who's been awarded steps forward and takes the thing out, and you're supposed to pin it to your uniform. Not everyone is wearing their uniforms. And it's supposed to be very regimented. Pasternak, you're first. So you are stepping up to get your bar. Goodman, you're next. Do you wait? Is it like this thing where everyone takes one step to the right and moves up and does it? Or does everyone just kind of walk forward? Because the other troopers are kind of looking to see, do we have to actually do this? It's going to take like 5 minutes for everyone to get their thing, or should we just all walk up and grab our stupid bar out of the thing? So, Goodman, you have the first opportunity. Are you waiting for Pasternak to ceremoniously receive his bar for you to go, or do you just go up and take yours?
No, I wait. I actually wait.
I'm gonna cut in.
Cool,
is that cool? Like, there's like a moment I do.
You're the lieutenant. I mean, yeah.
I unintentionally wait because, like I said, I'm like distracted. I'm in my different headspace, so you maybe like zonk me out of it doing whatever you're doing. So totally.
I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna like pick up all of the bars, and I am actually going to pin them to all of the peeps.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And like, to most of these people, this is kind of perfunctory, right? And it's obvious that the people that are issuing them don't care enough even to even count. But I think that what I do is I try to communicate to all of them that I appreciate them taking wounds on behalf of the team, right? So like, there isn't a lot of speech. It's just like, I'll pin it on top of like medal they have, and I will thank them for bleeding for the unit, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm drawing my little medals.
Yeah.
Nice.
So isn't that a thing? Isn't it like you bleed? You bleed, like you're supposed to poke somebody with the medal? Isn't that something that you do in the military?
There are some traditions around that, yes, where you get pinned. I think.
You know what I mean?
The 101st have a tradition where when you get your wings pinned, they punch them into your chest. That I've heard stories of that kind of thing. I don't know how true that is. But.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, same here. Like, I've heard only hearsay about something like that, and I wanted to know if that was related or not, but probably not.
I don't think I do that. I think I definitely.
Besides, we've already taken wound badges.
Yeah,
you do that, and then it issues you another. Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like you're like starting a tradition. It's like a ritual thing. Esprit de corps. Test NFA.
Sure.
Young.
That's all I do.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Yes.
Above average.
So yeah, this is not Blades in the Dark, and we don't have clocks. But 316, as a granddaddy to a lot of these games, there is a thing, right, that you, as the GM, you build. The fiction changes and builds over time, and going through playing this kind of thing out, instead of saying these are the medals you get, playing it out, asking these questions, and then making rolls and behaving a certain way. Young has twice now created a tighter, more like group-oriented unit. Once in the mess hall and once here, creating this little ritual. So that goes in my back pocket as the GM for the future when it's time to decide like how they act. Are they going to cut and run? Are they going to stick together? That kind of stuff. Young is like building this more stable, more supportive unit by doing these things. And likewise with Morgan and Eric, they're not messing that up. They're not doing stuff to disrupt. Not yet. Doing stuff to disrupt that situation. So it's on them to participate in that. So Strauss, do you want to do that? Is that the thing you're going to stand next to the box now and like do it for each medal? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing I'm going to do now.
Cool. So you also are rewarded. It does the same thing. It's the machine voice each time. It plays the song each time, which is the worst part. It plays the whole song for each medal. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
But it does. So it's a test of patience, right? This thing it's going to take an hour, maybe more, to go through all these. It's like the worst. But the
Otherwise,
next
they'll
one,
come out like a slot machine.
Yep. The next one is the campaign medal, which is hilarious, right? Often when you clear a planet, it is a campaign. It's like multiple insertions and multiple vessels all acting, and there's like a banner on the bridge somewhere about the campaign of Van Gogh or whatever. But this was like a facility on planet 847, you know, and it's like you get the 847 campaign badge because you cleared the world, which you totally didn't. You did not clear the planet. There were hundreds and thousands of these things when you were leaving, but it comes out of the slot.
All Terran facilities were cleared.
we rescued one person from a burning gas station in the middle of Nebraska.
Two
people. Come on. It was very heroic.
Oh, Patrick.
Then do we have any bronze stars? I don't know if we do. That's 5 missions.
Nope, we've only done 3.
Only done 3. Yeah, that's right.
What was the planet called?
We're on a slow pace. Planet 847.
M847.
The gas facility M847. So no bronze stars yet. Silver stars are for 10 missions. Gold stars for 20 missions. Now the kill badges. Ooh, first kill badge. Oh, Pasternak.
I know.
Oh, no. You were way ahead of me, weren't you, Morgan?
I just looked at that.
Pasternak has 99 kills. Your kill badge starts at 100. That's the worst.
Oh. You know what? Pasternak, I think you are probably expecting me to maybe rub it in, and I don't. And I think that is off-putting for you.
It is.
That I don't say anything.
You don't even
you
care.
Don't have one.
Why did you even become a trooper if you don't care about kills?
Yeah.
This is why you're demoted to trooper. That's why.
Do you actually say that?
No, I'm thinking it again. I am seething in my rage of being denied because he stole my last kills.
He did indeed. And it's worse because the thing comes on and it says kill badge awarded to Trooper Goodman, 100 kills. Good work, Trooper. And the thing slides down and then the song plays again. And it says kill badge, 200 kills. Trooper Goodman. Good work, Trooper. And the next bar comes down. And then it does it again.
Could you imagine if Call of Duty did this?
So Pasternak gets snubbed, and then it just does it 3 times.
And it's not even supposed to do that. It's supposed to go to 1,000.
Nope, it's doing it for every 100. Yep, it's mean. It sucks. Then we get to the most prestigious, which I love because it's like the most random one. The Crimson Sword or Crimson Skull if you're an officer. Gregor says they're prestigious medals awarded for acts of extreme heroism during missions, including specifically the removal of the last threat token from a planet, which has happened multiple times up to now. And that, let's see.
Got 2. Pasternak got 1.
No, I didn't get one. I have yet to make the last kill.
Yeah, no, I think it's only you, Goodman.
I think it might be Scott.
Incorrect.
Oh, no, that's right.
I have a Crimson Skull.
That's right. Sorry, I just got to that page of my notes because I put a star next to that because it was so
uncharacteristic.
Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah, because you use like a NFA strength or NFA attack to blow up the final bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So Goodman,
for the TEV Euphrates.
That's right. Goodman, you get a double Crimson Sword award, which I think is just the one sword and then
a bar.
Yeah, and a bar. And then you get the Crimson Skull because you're an officer. Young.
Now, I'm curious. There was not, it says including getting the last threat token.
Correct.
I did not know if there were any acts of heroism on this past mission.
Other acts of extreme heroism do count. And I think that rescuing engineers definitely counts. And you did both of those. You jumped off the thing to catch Carson and Rebecca. I think that's probably worth 1 Crimson Skull, though. Just
that sounds great. I will add a bar.
For actions above and beyond.
Oak leaves instead.
That's right. You get oak leaves because you're an officer. So Crimson Skull with oak leaves for you.
I got my moon badge with a bar.
Or Terra.
And Corporal Wong in the other fire team. You guys aren't in the room, but they also get a Crimson Sword for acts of bravery that happened off screen over on their side of stuff that you guys didn't see. Cool. So it takes forever. It's long. It's boring. The fact that Young is giving out the medals personally, definitely, and you hit your roll too, Shrosh. The rest of the fire team, like, they appreciate that. They're keeping it together. They're not acting too bored and zoning out. It sounds like, Goodman, you're pretty checked out.
Yeah, I'm definitely distracted.
Pasternak, are you able to keep it together?
I am, but as soon as the ceremony is done, I'm going right over to the access, or the nearest panel that might get me access to some wires, and I'm going to do it so it doesn't play the goddamn song after every thing. This is bullshit.
Nice.
I got a poker game I'm leaving. The cards were hot.
That's an easy thing to do, but I'm going to make you roll NFA so that it doesn't like trigger an alarm or
right, because I could be going after more medals that I'm not due. Right.
Instead, for the remainder of the ceremony, it says "Song not found, scanning database. Song not found, scanning database. Playing next track, not found. Playing next track."
I'll let it play like at the beginning and the end, but I'm not going to have
Nice. Yeah.
So I succeeded
with a 4. Yeah, good. Yeah, that'll do it.
Can I give a little speech before while Morgan's doing that?
Yeah.
I think it's very basic. I think it's just, I look at everyone and I tell them that, like, people measure success in life by different ways, but those of us that live and die out here in space are not will never be known or appreciated, by the common people back home. So the only way that we maintain memories of our actions and deeds is, through these medals. And I'm like, I thank all of them for their service, and try to give we all made it back this time. Not every time we're going to be so lucky, but stick to, and I say my catchphrase, the stick together, cover your asses, and they'll probably throw us into another mission here soon.
And that's when I finally close up the panel and I just wait a second. I go, and that's when a big blast of rockin' music comes out that we're going to dance to because party time.
Nice.
I think I'm going to smile. And I'm going to walk over and I'm going to put a little gear on Basternak's science officer badge.
Yeah,
I'm going to say,
gear.
And I clap you on the shoulder and I say, "Thank you for your service, soldier, and saving us from listening to the song every time from now until the end of eternity." First round of drinks on me.
Yeah, Pasternak, you definitely get a toast there. Everyone's cracking open their beers and they're like, "Woo!" No more shitty anthems every time and rock and roll. Yeah. Nice.
So, to lower the mood slightly.
Oh boy. Here we go.
I think your speech really hits Goodman to heart, Young. And I mean, he doesn't show it in front of you or anything like that, but maybe when he's going back to his locker with these pins to put him away before we hear the music and everyone laughing and drinking and the rowdiness in the distance, right from the locker room. He sees so we see him open the locker, and we have all those metal posters and like all that kind of stuff over there. And then underneath one of the metal like I imagine like postcards ish looking like metal kind of hollow vid postcards. He brings one off, and he puts like his thumb to it like it's a biometric scan kind of thing on this hollow postcard thing of these the metal bands that he likes, and you know, it goes into this sort of like little record diary kind of, or like a database kind of thing. I imagine sort of maybe like a stored video log, maybe with no sound or anything like that. And he sees, and we see like maybe like on his reflection, or maybe even like on the screen, a younger Goodman who is playing with someone who he looks like he's probably like a child of maybe like eight or nine, out in like the woods and stuff like that. And he's playing with a girl who looks kind of like him, a little bit older, presumably his sister. And I think before joining the rest of them, we hear your words again play, young, you know, about the people here don't know anything, like they don't know what's going on back here. And he says, happy birthday, Buckeye, and puts it away and joins the party. And so I think he has I think either he thinks, or he has a family member that he hasn't seen in a very long time, and it's their birthday. Whether or not it's actually true, well, no, we don't know.
I'm sure you get to see her when you go on leave.
Yeah, right. Whenever leave is. Anyways,
they can't keep us out here forever, can they?
We'll see.
Yeah. So for the remainder of the party and stuff like that, I'm like putting on a fake charade of being happy, right? But I'm definitely not in a good mood. It's pretty easy to tell. And I'd probably try to hide it. What's up, John?
Yeah. So Sergeant Stone, not a fan of yours.
Yeah.
And was riding you pretty hard during the mission. During this session, we didn't hear from Stone much, but in the last session, he was all over your ass. He's given you the eyeball like he did before, but this is different. Test NFA for me.
Can I describe? So what's happening? He's just looking at me?
He's watching this thing, what you just described.
Oh. Okay.
And you might be changing his opinion of you, possibly.
Okay. No. I did greater than. Whoops. Again.
Yeah, it's a fail. No, it doesn't hit his heart. He's still just like, you do this, and when you go back to like get a beer or whatever, you see him, he's over there, he's talking to Cortez, and Cortez is like giving you the like kind of grand like, hey, like, you kind of missed the melancholy moment there. You guys had a little exchange during the first action on the station, and
she threw you the knife, the K-bar.
That's right. Yeah. And it's a little flirty. It's not like super like, oh, I'm totally into you, but it's just right. like we're cool.
Yeah.
And you can tell that Stone must say something. You can't hear what he says, and she snaps her head around, and you can tell she's doing the like, no, he's okay. Like she's doing that, and he's just like.
I imagine Stone takes off, and so then I probably grab another beer and bring it over to her and say like, it's not a K-bar, but maybe this will do, and hand them a beer.
She's like, hey, even better.
Yeah.
And just like pounds the beer back and leans up against the bunk, and she's like, he does not like you.
I look at her, and I think I just jokingly be like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
She clinks her glass to you, like, all right then. So
she doesn't know the story, right?
No, yeah, she doesn't. I mean, she heard Young told the story,
right?
Young's version, but like Stone has read your file and knows about the demotion stuff and all that, but she doesn't know about any of that.
No. Yeah. So I think I probably I kind of flirtingly and jokingly kind of denigrate myself here and just kind of go, like, yeah, pretty dangerous. So many secrets.
Yeah, she takes that as kind of a joke and laughs.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's like, "Ooh, I better watch out."
Yeah, I'm bad. What would be the military term for someone like who's like not suitable for advancement? You know what I mean? Like, there's probably a term for that, right?
Yeah, probably. You're.
I use that term of like risk to something or whatever the term, or it's probably like a code as acronym that we don't know the name of it, but it's like, yeah, I'm pretty acorn, or whatever, right? Like whatever the thing is.
What did you say, Morgan? Did you say something?
I said 8 ball, maybe.
8 ball.
8 ball.
Yeah.
I like that. That's really good. 8 ball. Yeah, she laughs and kind of shakes her head.
Genuine 8 ball.
Mm-hmm. So that goes on for a bit. This is typical. Like you get your ration, your like party ration, after a mission on a ship that's functioning properly. Anyway, this one's
all 3 pills.
That's right. Yeah, I think after a little while, Lucille and Banshee both. The door opens and they're fairly high ranking on their track, on the warrant officer track. They're chiefs. They're sort of like that's like a very high ranking sergeant, like a sergeant, not a sergeant major, but something like staff sergeant.
Well, they're in between officers and
they're in between, yeah. But as things are dying down and you kind of the beers are running out, the door opens and Lucille's there and she like has a cooler like with ice and beers in it, and she's like, ha 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 ha, like it comes in, and everyone's like, oh, it's back on, So there's like a second round of fun, and we get little moments where people are talking and they're in the corner like describing stuff like, and then you, and then it opened, and then I jumped, and all that stuff.
And the fucking thing took me out the back of the.
Yeah, Lucille and Pasternak are talking, and he's like, I don't know, like something was banging against the side of the hull, and it turns out it was this guy. He's like, hey, you stay out of my engines.
I'll try.
That's an order. Yeah, so that eventually there's revelry dies down, and everyone's going to their bunks, getting rest, etc. Captain Hall, who is technically in charge of this group, she's the medical officer for people who are just joining us. A medical officer a doctor that the team rescued during the Euphrates incident. She was put in command of this new sort of rejects company, and she's the ranking officer because she's a doctor, so she's technically a captain. So she calls the officers, Lieutenant Tyrrell, Lieutenant Young, Sergeant Stone, Sergeant Fisher, Corporal Dietrich, Corporal Pasternak, Corporal Wong, Corporal Ross, for a briefing. Other people can technically go to this kind of thing. Eric, if you want to go in to be there, you can go, and unless the Young specifically tells you not to go. It wouldn't be normal. It wouldn't be like standard procedure, but it wouldn't be that weird if you were there. It's up to you.
You say exercise your best discretion.
I mean, there is a little bit of a precedent here. Like the 3 of you and Captain Hall are like kind of buddies, because of what you. So it would be okay for you to like just show up.
I do show up. Right. I want to. I need distractions for myself, so I definitely want to go. I'll go to it if no one says anything, I'll definitely stick around. Yeah.
So you go, and it's a similar thing again from the Euphrates. There's like these hexagonal crew living quarter pods, and they all feed into this big hexagon space that's the cafeteria and the mess hall and the briefing space. She's in there. The lights are all low. It's like sleep time for the rank and file. and the room is lit. Her face is lit by the big briefing screen display. She's sitting at the table looking at it, and there's a keyboard that she's tapping away at and looking at stuff. And as you guys come in, you see that she has all these multiple displays up on the panel. Some of them are showing like gun camera footage from Lucille's and Banshee's dropships, helmet cam stuff. A lot of it is all staticky, and then it like comes in and out with like different moments of the previous mission. And then she also has a sort of facility diagram, like a wireframe of the thing, and you can see that she's taken Young's after action report and like sort of built a model of what happened based on the time codes and what you said in your report. And it says like resources lost, X amount of usable gas, facility lost according to countersigned by technician Carson, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of what you would expect to see. Mm-hmm. However, all of that is on the periphery. In the middle is this live feed telemetry from the Savannah's optical systems and scanners and stuff. And it's showing the like vast amounts of alien life still left alive on the planet. And there's like her doctor's biology notes about what they might breathe and like the different things that she's observed in the camera feeds about how they might reproduce and where their egg hatching might happen. And she has all these like conceptual, like it could be here, it could be there, I'm not really sure, trying to figure out the deal with the aliens. So you come in and it's very casual. Like you can tell that she's a captain. She has been trained in giving briefings and stuff like that, but this is pretty informal. She's like thinking out loud and wants you guys to be there. She's treating it a little bit the way she would treat like a surgical consultation or something like that. Like, here's the situation. We have this problem, there's a tumor. We need to do something about it. And let's talk about your options. It's kind of that kind of vibe. So as you come in and sit down, she has a pot of coffee there and mugs for everybody. And she's like, so good work, everybody. But she's like distracted. Yeah. So they were definitely younger examples of, I'm sorry. Let me start over. Obviously, she points at the view screen. To fulfill Order 7, which you guys have heard of. It's one of the captain's orders. And it's ensure, how does Gregor put it? Let me read what he actually says. Captain Order 7 is ensure that no creatures on a planet survive. That's Order 7. So she says, I feel like it's our duty. And she looks back over and the telemetry is just a nightmare. It's swarms of these things and shrieking and explosions and lightning and stuff. Order 7. Lieutenant, I'd like battle analysis and a plan of action to eradicate the rest of the... we need to... I feel like we should... And she's kind of looking around like...
Captain, there's no landmass. It's not like these things have metal to build spaceships or, quantum drives. What are we going to stand on if we try to do anything? Short of dropping nukes into the middle of the air, it's not like we've got any place to attack from. It's a gas giant.
She like looks at the rest of... Lieutenant Tyrrell just like... doesn't meet her gaze and just like looks at Young like I'm not making decisions, but she kind of looks at the rest of you like a little confused.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna put my hands behind my back and step up, and like obviously I'm like doing this to like put myself between the people that are depending on me and this person that's about to ask us to do something patently fucking absurd. And I'm not saying that she's crazy. I understand her orders, but I'm like, this is like physically not possible. Like, we don't fly and we don't survive in like gas giant high pressure G. Like, Mandelbrite armor isn't gonna hold up in that. So yeah, I look at her and I'm like, are you planning to bombard it from orbit?
She sort of snaps out of it a little bit because she's like deep in thought about their biology and all these different types of things. You do know that she on the Euphrates, she was like a researcher and was like developing alien countermeasures, and she developed the antivirus stuff that you guys used, and so biological warfare and that kind of stuff is all her deal. She probably wants some of these for samples and all kinds of, who knows.
Okay.
That she hasn't said that, but that's kind of her thing. So she's like, oh yeah, okay. I mean, we don't have any samples, but I feel like it's my responsibility. I mean, Order 7 has to be maintained. That's the fleet's duty, Lieutenant. Is it your recommendation that we task the Savannah with orbital bombardment?
I mean, logically speaking, I can't really see another option here. Does anybody else have anything? I'm asking the players at this point.
So I'm looking at the map and what she's got. Where do they lay their eggs? Because you were saying that, and if they lay eggs somewhere, then there's got to be something for them that they laid it on.
Yeah.
So,
test NFA, Morgan. You can actually like operate the Savannah's scanners and stuff to try to get a better, because it's kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, I sigh when you say this. Right.
Got it too.
Yeah, you're able to pull it up. There's like some sort of mass deeper down. It's like, it's not crush depth for a dropship, but it's real close. And it's a kind of outside the Mandelbrite armor envelope for safe operation. It's not instantly fatal, but it's very, very bad.
Well, there's your problem.
The doctor swivels to you, and is like, what are you talking about? What? Oh, what have you found? Is that where the eggs are? She gets like,
that's their nest.
She's very excited about the prospect of having eggs.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. She's like, good.
I was looking for a target, but I guess
How helpful, Pasternak.
She's like, well, perhaps I am being too hasty. Perhaps Order 7 isn't necessary at this juncture. Perhaps a different operation should take priority. Yes. If we could recover samples.
That's crush depth.
Samples from the bioweapons program. That might be a way. That might be a way to get us back in.
I see. She's playing the commander's game. She wants us to get off of this shitty ship and to actually get tasked with something better.
She has a career, and she wants back on her career track.
Well, she's a doctor. I mean, that's years of schooling. Wouldn't want that to go to waste.
She's starting to think, hey, Delta guys probably want this kind of thing. That's what I was working on before. I made it all the way up to captain. If I can get some more of these samples, like you can just tell that's what she's thinking. Like,
yeah,
I can get back into my secret squirrel bioweapon project thing.
Is there a way I could manipulate it so it looks like the pressure's too much?
You could try. You can roll off against me.
I don't know, guys. Or do you want to go back to this?
I think this is on you, Pasternak. This is all on you.
I think that's intense.
You stepped into this shithole by trying to be helpful. Now you figure out what you're doing with it.
Well, it's a way to get more kills.
I mean, yeah, right.
So I'm one short.
let's just briefly discuss that in the abstract, right? Like Young, Strash is playing Young as caring about people's lives and
Right.
not doing the impossible, and that is a great way to play your character. That's good. The 316 in general exists as as an organization of people who, rather than being immortals on Earth or going into a suicide booth, like wanted to go out and fight aliens face to face. So there is kind of a fleet level mentality that like doing battle with aliens is a desirable thing to do.
Yeah.
But that's like that's like the propaganda message of the fleet. It's not everyone has their own, ideas about that, and most people don't want to be killed by aliens. So
and just to bring this up, by the way, we were discussing earlier like the prioritization of kill counts, and one of the things is that the poster boy for this mentality is Goodman, and the poster boy or poster girl, I guess, since Young's a lady, the poster child for the other, like I wanted to showcase like sort of like the possibility of a different aspect, which is actually somewhat rare by the game's design.
Yep.
is Young, and I think it's interesting because Pasternak's in the middle, and I want to hear what Morgan actually decides.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I can just I'm just you know what? I'm a corporal. This was my oops. I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna leave it up to that, but I'm gonna basically point out at least that how marginally successful this mission has a chance of being, given the pressure, given the pressures that are involved. I'm gonna try to do a quick statistical analysis rather than just shut it down completely. So it's not on me, but give the best information I can.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Discourage it.
So okay, yeah, I know. All right, I think I got the stakes on my head here. Test NFA. You successfully like make the analysis and then you communicate it to Captain Hall in a way that makes sense to her, or not.
They're hearing none of it.
It's a little jargony, maybe, or maybe it's just not.
Or she's just not paying.
That's because you're using your Dowski's method and you're not managing buffering for interference.
Maybe she's not paying it. She's not hearing what she wants to hear, possibly also. So she agrees. She's like, "Thank you, Corporal. Thank you." Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we need to commit a smaller amount of our resources here. It's too big a risk. We don't want to send everybody. Just one platoon. Just one platoon.
And I quickly look over at Tyrrell's platoon, or Tyrrell.
Yeah, he's like trying to be invisible and hope he doesn't get picked. I'm gonna roll NFA for him.
Are we having a roll off to see who doesn't get picked?
Yeah, he's trying to like. Nope, he fails. So she looks back at Young and is like, "Okay, thank you, Lieutenant. Let's try to minimize our losses here. If you can, I'd like a battle plan to recover these." And she like manipulates the keyboard and zooms in on the mass that Pasternak found. Like, I'd like these eggs recovered with minimal losses. Let's say 0900 tomorrow. And she wants a battle plan at 0900, not the mission.
Her last name is Hill?
Hall. Yeah.
Close. One letter. Also vowel. I think I just look at her and I say, Hall, do you have anyone that can modify Mantle Bright Armor? Because if we're at the pressure depth that we're at, we're going to die if we even get clipped. So, among other things, we need your division to do something to even give us a shot. Because even if we go in with ships, we can't fetch you an egg unless we go outside.
She says, yeah, of course. She keys the intercom and she says, Technician Carson, please report to the briefing area.
Of course he is.
So he shows up in his ship uniform, like he was asleep. Carson, Lieutenant Young will brief you. All right, thanks everyone. And she like shuts off her stuff and leaves. And she's like, you can tell she's like thinking about how to repurpose the Manta's electrical, like sucking weapon or something. And she's like, that's where she is. And she wanders off. And Carson kind of cocks his head at you, like, what?
I smile at Carson and I say, soon to be Private Pasternak here, just to put us in a whole pile of shit. And you're going to help us dig a hole out of it. I'm not actually demoting you. I'm just making fun of you for being overly helpful in a bad way.
I was looking for a place to drop the nukes.
LTs don't get the finger on the button, Pasternak.
Well, now I know that.
I mean, technically, you do have orbital bombardment, but it's a risky thing to use for your career and for other reasons.
It may get used this mission.
So yeah, we're getting close to the end of our time. So what we need to decide as a game group now is, are we going to do the planet next time, like for real, as an alien killing planet mission, or is Young going to say, you know what, fuck it, orbital bombardment, and we're out? It's mostly up to Young what the battle plan is, and then I'll prep either this planet or the next one.
Well, yeah. While you're thinking about that, I probably do tell you, because I am in a better mood now, Pasternak. I'm like, did you hear all the analysis that I gave in that meeting? I gave exactly the right amount of analysis in that meeting.
I'm a corporal. Gear and everything.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, sure. You know, like I'm just saying, like, yeah, I know. I'm not alluding that I was one once. It's like, look, I've been in this meeting before. They don't want to hear from us. Just relax. Don't make waves, ride them, man.
Nice. That's a great part. I think the only advice I will have for Pasternak is said in private, actually. Okay. And what I'll tell him, just somewhere on our way back, is
I leave the scene. You're alone.
No. It's you can even overhear this. It's what I tell you is, I'm not going to club you with the chain of command, but if you spot something like that, perhaps bring it to me, because we could get in deeper shit if I'm not the one looking out for the people. Case in point. I'm like, so, one of the duties of the lieutenant is delegation. Paperwork time. I'll see you in the morning.
Now you delegate?
It's pretty obvious that Young delegates when as a method of punishment.
Look, paperwork's the best part. I mean, really. I wanted to join the Terran Expeditionary Force so I could use my typewriting skills and my stapling and my filing and collating skills. I wanted to be the first kid on my block with a confirmed file.
I was going to say, Pasternak's quarters, just nothing but rows and rows and rows of organized, catalog, tabbed encyclopedias.
Sarcasm.
Nice. So it sounds like you're asking Pasternak and Carson, probably both of them together, to like come back to you in the morning with some kind of operational way to do the thing.
Yeah. Just loosely speaking, I mean, nah, I think that's gonna happen. Is I'm like, listen, Carson, we're up shit creek. We're gonna need to figure out some way to even survive this, because otherwise we can't even deploy. So that's part of you and you, science trooper. So come up with some ideas, and I'll do the military half of shit. So
okay.
So I know sometimes the meal rations here are like pills. I think the only other available food are literally just like futuristic cup of ramens. And yes. that's all it is. Just these cups, put it in the hot water, mix it around, and just like, all right.
Yeah.
This is a shrimp flavor. It tastes exactly like chicken.
Yeah, they're all like weird, like Earth homages, but they're just cup noodles. But it's like Thanksgiving dinner cup noodles. Bizarre.
Oh God.
Mom's meatloaf cup noodle.
Beef stroganoff. All the MRE flavors as cup noodles.
No, there's like 3 for each major Earth culture. So like all of the Japanese and East Asian stuff makes perfect sense, but then it just goes around to like, you know, veal piccata cup noodle.
Oh, that's amazing. All right. Whew.
Well, cool. So it sounds like, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna say Carson comes up with a way to barely make your Mandelbrite armors not be destroyed.
So we use remote robots, and we just use those.
Right? Why don't they have those? The brigade is like doing things very wrong. We need drones, lots of drones.
We're all just drone pilots, and we're all just piloting around. Robot things.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things I love about this game, that the weird like immortal Earthling premise seems to come out of left field and not serve a purpose, but it totally does. It's like, no, people they want to go to a planet and punch aliens. They really want to.
You want to get those guys out of the gene pool.
Right, exactly. Well, cool. So I will prep that, and Strash, you will prep a mission briefing for us.
I will have my best brief announcer.
Mm-hmm. And next time we will play the.
Does the planet now get an actual name?
Oh, ooh, yeah, it totally should. That's a good point. Yeah, you guys can come up with that, like what the naming scheme is for this star system and what the planet's called. That's on you. Feel free to create that.
Quick chat. You know what to do. Name it.
Yeah, chat. It's interactive now. Well, cool.
Yeah,
I think that'll wrap it up for this week. Want to do shout outs, Eric?
Yeah.
Should I start?
Yeah, you should start. Absolutely.
I will shout out, if you want to follow me on Twitter, John_Harper, you can follow me there. I will also shout out again this amazing game by Gregor Hutton, 316 Carnage Amongst the Stars. If you want to get it for yourself, you can. There is a print-on-demand version on lulu.com, and there's PDFs around. I think IPR and Drive-Thru both have it, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
It is not an expensive game. It is not a long and complicated game, but it is one of the best indie RPGs, I think. So I recently had a Twitter thread that like totally exploded about like here's games to play if you're new to games, and that was on the list. And a few people asked me during that long conversation. I didn't answer everyone's replies, but a few people asked about like what's a good like low, easy to learn, like low mechanics kind of game. And I think this is a perfect one. Super easy to learn with lots of depth. So if you want a game like that, this is a good one. So go throw money at Gregor Hutton and get 316. Strash.
I don't have anything fantastically awesome to throw in the pot.
Well, Scum and Villainy.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, you can always follow me on Twitter at Strash A. You should probably be able to see it under my name here because I think Eric has that all set up correctly. Actually, I do have 2 things to announce. One is obviously I mentioned Band of Blades is going to be airing on Kelsey's channel next Sunday. So if you want to see more military style action, although this time in kind of a dark fantasy world, check it out. It's going to be grim and a lot of pieces are probably going to die. It's going to be great. In a slightly less terrible thing, because I apparently can't stop gaming, Thursday on Actual Play, there's going to be a game of Girl by Moonlight. So if you've ever wanted to see me pretend to be an anime girl, anime magical girl, you should totally come and check it out. It's going to be Thursday night on Actual Play Twitch channel. So those are my shout outs. Over to you, Morgan. What you got?
I got on Tuesday nights, Saving Throw Show, Black Bag Detectives, 1970s cop show versus Cthulhu. So check it out. Should be a fun time. Eric?
Oh, that sounds so awesome, Morgan. Yeah, so I'm Eric. This is my channel. As you probably know, I do a bunch of games. Let's see. Tomorrow is Mouse Guard Academy Tales over on Henley's channel in the evening, and I'm joining Strauss for The following Sunday, so not this one, but the next one for the debut of Band of Blades as a player, which I'm super excited about. And then I got my Tuesday. Like I got pretty much doing something every single day on my channel over here. Tuesday is Myth Dawn over at Unmade Gaming, which I host here. I'm a DM. It's a high concept D&D world that we completely made up from scratch using some world building tools that I made heavily based off Downfall, which is a really fun game. Wednesday, I have Torchbearer. Torchbearer returns to keep on the Borderlands with a bunch of gaming friends. Thursday is also return of Jungle Crawl Classics. That's the DC game I was telling you guys about. We just finished our I'm literally gonna put up YouTube as soon as we're done here. The conclusion, the finale of our funnel for it, and then we're starting our level 1 adventure this coming Thursday. Friday, Once Upon a Game, and then Saturday back to 316. So many games for me. So I know it's a lot, John. I do a lot, and in addition to that, I don't think there's anything else. Just if you like what we're doing here, make sure you hit the follow button. We're gonna go raid RP Glory, who's letting one of my players from JCC be a DM for their game Meaty Bones over on their channel. So we're gonna go raid them. And thank you very much, everybody. We're gonna get out of here. See ya.
Bye.